Well, hey, it's good to see you again. My name is Jada Ben, and welcome back to another Wax Showcase video where it's a whole goddamn new ball game.
Wait, so we're not doing the explosive 4th of July special? Oh, shit.
Really, dude? You really couldn't go and do that somewhere else? Alright, you know what? Just tap your phone over there. It's fine. We're back. It's July. Hope everybody's doing well. Hope you guys are having a lot of fun. We got a whole bunch of awesome music to talk about today, including what is playing in the background just right over there today, and that is going to be the compilation entitled Sounds from the Violet Crown, released in 2025 on United Viceroys Records. This particular compilation features a whole bunch of awesome hardcore bands from right here in my hometown of Austin, Texas, including St. Peter, which you're hearing in the background right now, Concrete Elite, who we saw recently open, I believe that was for the Subhumans. We've also got bands on here such as Anchorite and Virtue, who I caught at The Way It Is Fest late last year. Highly recommend checking this out, especially if you like hardcore music. Gonna leave the link to it down in the description. Go and support some awesome hardcore music from right here in my hometown. Sounds of the Violet Crown playing in the background just right over there today. We're gonna begin today's episode with probably one of the most highly anticipated records that I have been waiting for this year, and I'm finally glad to have it in my possession. That is Dead Guy with Near Death Travel Services, released in 2025 on Relapse Records. After nearly 30 years, Dead Guy has returned with some excellent hardcore music that features so much dissonance and so many heavy moments. I swear these guys have not missed a single beat since reforming and putting this album together. So many awesome tracks on here, such as Kill Fee, New Best Friend, War with Strangers, The Long Search for Perfect Timing, and Wax Princess being a couple standout picks on here. This album is nothing short of just sheer madness, in the sense that it is just heavy, mind-numbing, as well as just absolutely powerful. Like, seriously, I don't think I've seen a comeback record this good in a very, very long time. The packaging on this was absolutely incredible as well. As you can see, just so much awesome artwork. Seriously, Relapse Records always outdo themselves, and this particular release is no different. The particular variant that we have is the gold transparent with orange and red color twist, limited to 349 copies. This was a Relapse.com exclusive, which is now long sold out. The particular vinyl variant I got also came with a bumper sticker that says, "I feel better when you're not around," as well as 2 exclusive Dead Guy pins that were only exclusive to very, very particular editions of the album itself. Like I said earlier, easily one of the best albums, I think, going this year so far. I could easily see this sitting in my top 10. And hopefully, now that this album is out, I'm hoping we'll see them play a little bit more. They've never ever played in the state of Texas, at least to my knowledge, so I'm hoping that'll at least get them down here at some point, and I'll be sure to document it if it ever does happen. But in the meantime, I highly recommend checking it out. Near Death Travel Services by Dead Guy. Link to it in the description, as always. We're going to continue today's episode with definitely an old classic, and one that has never been pressed on vinyl in the United States up until this very point. I'm talking about Deicide, Once Upon the Cross, released in 1995 on Roadrunner Records, later reissued in 2025 on Real Gone Music for Record Store Day. I'm very, very happy to finally have a copy of this in my collection as well. I didn't actually get a chance to go to Record Store Day, but this was definitely a title that I was keeping an eye out for, especially online for a good price. I know this upsold just a little bit, but it feels great to have it in my collection. I definitely paid just about average for it, so happy to have that. Easily one of the best mid-90s death metal records out there. So many awesome tracks on here as well. Just an absolutely incredible release. And really going to give it to the guys at Real Gone Music for just putting together an absolutely awesome reissue where Roadrunner would not. Kind of funny how that happens, Roadrunner. You have to get somebody else to do it. I, of course, had the pleasure of seeing Deicide just around Halloween late last year for the Hellbangers Ball at Come and Take It Live. Definitely an interesting performance, considering the band did cut their set a little bit short, but honestly, they played a whole lot of hits off of this one, including songs such as Once Upon the Cross, When Satan Rules His World, They Are Children of the Underworld, and Beneath the Light Thou Shall Rise. Just an absolutely incredible album from start to finish. if you don't own a copy of this, I think this is definitely the time to pounce on it, because I don't know when they'll ever do another reissue for it. The particular variant that this came on was this sort of metallic blue with red smoke. I believe they called it Autobots off the top of my head. As you can see, it's kind of got this nice little translucent smoke, little red and black smoke mixed in there as well. Just a really, really cool variant, especially for a 30th anniversary edition. Railgun Music really outdid themselves with this one. Definitely an awesome release to check out. I'm so glad to have it. It's definitely checking off a list of classics that I needed in my collection. So I wasn't always the biggest Deicide fan, but I can tell you that this one definitely sits very near the top. Also, they're self-titled, and Legion definitely doing the same job there as well. I'm hoping those will get reissued at some point. I think the self-titled did already, but we'll see. Maybe we'll get to talk about that in another episode. But in the meantime, Once Upon the Cross, Deicide. We're going to continue in that old classic vein with yet another album celebrating a anniversary this year, and I am of course talking about Vader with Litany, released in 2000 on Metal Blade Records, later reissued in 2025 for its 25th anniversary edition. These death metal titans out of Poland with easily one of their most famous albums, if not their most famous. I think Ultimate Incantation is definitely up there as well, but easily a personal favorite of mine. We had the pleasure of catching them in early 2023, and I think we're going to be seeing them later this year with Malevolent Creation as well as Cataclysm here in the States. I have a suspicion that's going to be a really good show. Maybe I'll get this one signed at that show. Who knows? Either way, definitely really cool to see. So many awesome tracks on here, such as Zephyr, Litany, Cold Demons, and The World Made Flesh, just to name a few. But seeing a bunch of these tracks in a live setting was truly incredible. These guys are absolutely ferocious, and I don't think Vader has ever put out a bad album whatsoever. The vinyl edition also came with this little mini lyric booklet, which again features a whole bunch of unique artwork, including artwork on the front cover and the track listing on the back. And the particular variant that I grabbed was the clear with gold splatter edition. I believe it was limited to 500 copies, and off the top of my head, I believe this was a European exclusive. Absolutely gorgeous. There were some numbered copies as well. There was a blue with black splatter version, which I know fetches a pretty penny now. I was almost tempted to go with that one, but I feel like for the 25th anniversary edition of this album, I definitely wanted something, kind of celebratory. So I think the gold splatter was definitely a good call there. Vader with Litany. Check it out. Links down in the description. Alright, it's time to talk about sort of a weird one-off in my collection. I know this particular series is no longer active, but there was one record that I had to go ahead and pounce on before it ended up going away. I'm talking about Ginger with King of Everything, released in 2017 on Napalm Records, later redone in, I believe, 2023 or 2024 as a part of the Revolver Icons series. As you can see, mine features this bronze border on it, as well as the copy being numbered number 214 out of 300. There were a whole bunch of other different colors as well. Basically, this was their sort of NFT thing, which is now defunct. Basically, you ordered a copy of a record, and you had a very limited chance of getting certain colors. There was the bronze version, there was a silver version, there was a gold version, green, blue, red, and they were all increasing levels of rarity, bronze being the most common, but either way, I still like having it. The particular record was housed in that sort of outer sleeve. It had an old NFC tap to it, so where if you tapped your phone to it, it would take you to the website where you could view your particular sort of NFT purchase, but now those websites are inactive, which is a dang shame. I think I might try to reprogram it to see if maybe if I could tap it and have it pull up the Spotify or the Bandcamp version of it or something. I don't know, I might have to look into that. But some awesome tracks on here include Captain Clock, Just Another, Under the Dome, and Pisces. I think everybody has seen that particular live footage of Pisces. It's easily one of the band's most well known. This was my introduction to Ginger, and though I very much love their early stuff, their newer stuff doesn't do a whole lot for me. This was kind of where that falling off point was for me, but I'm still really happy to have it. The particular record comes on this awesome gatefold featured with the members right there in the middle, as well as all the lyrics right in the dead center. And as I expressed earlier, the particular variant that I have is this Bronze Nugget Edition, which was limited to 300 copies. Again, there were a handful of other ones. I've only ever seen this one get listed. I think somebody put up a silver copy for sale, but the Revolver Icon series, for me, was sort of a flop. I don't think they did very many good albums, at least that I'm fond of, except for this one. I definitely had to grab this one, because I love Ginger, sort of back in that pandemic era, about 2020, 2021, so really, really cool to have. Ginger, king of everything. Check it out. And finally, we're going to talk about a brand new album, and such an awesome pressing in the collection. I don't think I've ever showed off one of these types of records in the collection at all so far. I only have a couple. But I'm, of course, talking about Haggis with Destination Extinction, released in 2025 on Tank Crimes Records. Yes, indeed, the Lords of Mincecore are back once again. I only very recently got into this band, right around when they signed with Tank Crimes Records. I picked up the couple 7-inches that they did, but I was very, very patiently awaiting a brand new album, and alas, here it is. If you're very, very fond of that particular gore grind where they pitch the vocals way down and they do a lot of groovy D-beats and stuff like that, this will be right up your alley. This particular album is very, very heavy. I love the themes on this one, and the variant is also a very good example as to why, but we'll get to that in just a second. Some very awesome songs on here, including Bound by Realms of Cruelty. Do you love Mincecore? I'll answer the question. I love Mincecore. Repulsive Institution, As the Hammer Drops, and Grotesque Reflection. These dudes are absolutely pushing the boundaries when it comes to the particular gore grind sound in the world of metal nowadays. I know that sort of formula can get a little repetitive, but I think these guys have found an awesome take on the matter. I love the artwork, especially with all of the particular news clippings and magazine clippings and stuff like that on here. But now it's time to show off the awesome record that I got. I have gathered the Liquid Filled Edition, which is orange and blue liquid, which was limited, I believe, to 25 copies. This particular variant, they sort of separate after a little while, like a lava lamp. It's so cool. This was done by, I believe this was actually pressing. I have a couple records of theirs. I got a Bat Tank Crimes Liquid Filled Splatter, and my brother owns a 1-of-1 Holder Eternal Fanfare copy. So if you're ever interested in looking at possibly acquiring a Liquid Filled record, I highly recommend reaching out to them. I'll leave the link to their Bandcamp down in the description as well as to check out Haggis. Definitely a band worth having an eye on. I could see this probably placing pretty middle of the road on the list. Nothing absolutely mind-blowing, but I still love it nonetheless. I've been jamming it quite a bit here lately. So, Haggis with Destination Extinction. And that is going to wrap it up for this week's Wax Showcase episode. Our hearts are with the people lost and the people that are grieving in Kerr County, Texas. That entire area is basically underwater as we've been getting non-stop rain for the last couple of days. It's very, very saddening, so hoping everything gets better for them out there. I know we live in very, very scary times, but we have music and we have each other. And for that, I thank you for being here with me today. Stay safe, stay metal, and I'll see you next time.